What's up guys, and welcome back to On the Brick. Today we are sort of starting a new series. This is something that I've kind of already been doing, but I wanted to be a little more formal about it. See, a lot of the ideas for these intermediate videos that come between the reviews are usually questions that you guys ask, whether it's to review a specific seller or more general questions about custom LEGO. At the beginning of this year, I put out a call on my Discord asking for more of these questions, and I'll be answering them in the coming weeks and months, but I also wanted to extend the same offer to you guys. Now, to be clear, the types of questions that I'm looking for are not the simple ones that I can answer with one sentence. For instance, how old am I? 28, where am I from? Colorado, or what's my real name? Jonathan. I'm hoping more for questions that I have to take an in-depth look at so that I can give you guys a proper and thorough answer. For instance, the topic of today's video. What's better, Pick-a-Brick from LEGO or Bricklink? Which is also technically from LEGO. Now, someone else with way more subscribers than myself actually sort of talked about this recently, but since I'm not sponsored by LEGO and I don't get shown sets 7 months in advance, I feel like I'm a little bit more unbiased and capable of actually talking about this. So with that said, let's get into it. The big reason that you would want to get into Pick-a-Brick or Bricklink to start with is usually because you're focusing more on the custom LEGO side of things. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're buying instructions from people like Brick Vault, it just means that you are probably creating your own thing. And with that in mind, it should be said that Pick-a-Brick and Bricklink are not the only options then. You can absolutely just buy certain sets or even go to garage sales and find like bins of LEGO, but those options should absolutely not be your first resort. Not only are you going to be overspending in the first case, but you're going to have to spend a lot of time cleaning and organizing without knowing exactly what you're getting. If you're just looking at getting a large quantity of LEGO, then going to thrift stores or to garage sales might actually be a good option. But in this case, when looking specifically at these two, the question usually comes when needing specific pieces. Now, of course, LEGO does offer an in-person Pick-a-Brick wall, but this is really hit or miss again. While the prices definitely are fair, you don't know what they're going to have, and to really maximize it, again, you need to spend a lot of time doing so. While it is absolutely possible to get some really nice pieces, if you have to go out of your way for the LEGO store or anything, I wouldn't recommend it. The in-person Pick-a-Brick wall really should just be a thing of if you're already planning to go to the LEGO store. Okay, so with that all said, let's take a more thorough look at LEGO's online Pick-a-Brick. And in all honesty, it's actually quite simple. It has taken me several minutes to film the following section because something keeps making noise and I have to redo the audio. LEGO's online Pick-a-Brick is basically just a category of every single LEGO piece. At the time of this video, they currently have 12,764 different things available. Now, when I say every LEGO piece, that's not true. There is a huge caveat with that. But to better explain that, we have to wait until we get to the Bricklink side of things. However, it is extremely simple to use. If you know the piece number, you can just type that in. If you know that it's in a certain set, you can look for that. Or if you just know like the general piece you're looking for, maybe you just need, say, 100 2x4s, you can search for that here. Maybe you know the type of piece it is, but not what it's called or how it's classified. Well, they have a whole ton of subcategories that can help you look for it. Or maybe you just want to know what things like furniture even means. You can search by exact color, color type, or even if it's LEGO, Duplo, or Technic. LEGO Pick-a-Brick is of course run directly by LEGO, so this means that every single piece here is brand new, which is absolutely fantastic. However, there are some downsides. like I already mentioned, despite saying that it was every LEGO piece, that's not actually the case, and also, there is no free shipping here, so you do still have to pay for shipping unless it's $25 or more, which is standard for LEGO. And the absolute biggest downside to Pick-a-Brick is that it does take a while to actually ship. If you're picking a bestseller item, for instance, you could be waiting 5 days just for processing. But I've also heard plenty of stories of people having to wait months for their items to ship. This is because if a piece is out of stock, your entire order is put on hold until it becomes available. Also, if you are not buying what they call bestseller and only buy standard pieces, those are actually coming from Denmark, so you're gonna have to wait what's estimated 28 business days for shipping. And if you are buying less than $14 worth of pieces, there's a $7 fee added on, plus shipping. So even though the process itself is actually pretty simple, it's not as straightforward as it may seem. There are some roadblocks and loopholes to go through. So, what about Bricklink? Well, I and many others have made extensive videos actually talking about how to use Bricklink and what it is and all of that, so let me just be very, very quick here. Bricklink is Pick-a-Brick, but 1,000 times better. Gee, I wonder which one I recommend. So remember that thing I said I would have to explain more when we got to Bricklink? This is that part. While LEGO themselves, only offer a variety of 12,000 pieces, Bricklink has 75,900 available. That's what I mean when I said that LEGO doesn't sell everything. They have newer pieces and whatnot, but a lot of the older or retired or changed pieces simply aren't available. Certain colors aren't, certain pieces just aren't. But on Bricklink, if LEGO has ever made the piece even once, it's there. And this also includes things like stickers or just torso parts. So for instance, if you need just an arm or just a hand or just a leg, that's included in this part count from Bricklink. One of the bigger downsides to Bricklink though is that it's not as easy to use as LEGO. While you can search through categories and whatnot, by far the easiest way is to know the exact name of the piece or its ID number. However, in my personal opinion, the upsides of Bricklink far outweigh the downsides. For instance, you can make wanted lists. You can make however many you want and include whatever pieces you need in there, including importing XML files. So if you buy instructions from a place like BrickVault, you can just import it and the work is done for you. I personally have over 500 different wanted lists. Yes, that is way too much. The second big advantage is that there are sellers all over the world. So even if you are not in the US, you are definitely going to find someone who can ship to you for a cheaper cost. Or if those who are local to you don't offer what you want, you can always expand your search. Now they will have higher shipping costs, but that's not a default of Bricklink. You can absolutely choose to just buy from people in either your country or your region. But by far, the biggest upside for me is that the prices are generally always cheaper. And I'm not just saying that because Bricklink also sells used pieces. No, for instance, here on LEGO Pick-a-Brick, if I wanted to buy 100 2x4 bricks in black, I'm looking at 21 cents a brick or $21 overall, plus shipping. But on Bricklink, to get 100 new 2x4 bricks from a seller in the US, meaning that this is not the cheapest option, it still only costs 10 cents a piece. Less than half of what LEGO asks for, plus shipping of course. Now the difference is that the new pieces from LEGO are like literally made new, while the new pieces on Bricklink mean that they either came directly from a brand new set and were never used to build anything, or maybe from Pick-a-Brick, but I mean, the quality is going to be pretty much exactly the same. You're just saving yourself a lot of money. So to summarize this and just make it a little more clear, LEGO's Pick-a-Brick is far easier to use, it's much more straightforward, all the pieces are brand new, and you don't need any sort of extra account to make it happen. But you are charged additional money if you don't buy enough pieces. You may have to be waiting extended periods of time to even get those pieces. The number of pieces available is limited, and the cost is more expensive. With Bricklink, you can buy from anywhere in the world. The number of pieces available is significantly higher, including hard to find and rare pieces, and the prices generally are lower than LEGO. However, the website isn't as intuitive to use, as it does take a little bit to get used to. You do have to make a separate account than just what you can use for the LEGO website, and oftentimes you'll have to be buying from multiple sellers, meaning multiple shipping prices. While I do think both have their benefits and both have their downsides, for me personally, my experiences on Bricklink have just generally been far more positive. In the 455 orders that I've ever made, I think I've only ever had to leave a negative review. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that Pick-a-Brick is bad, it just means that I personally prefer Bricklink. But let me know what you prefer in the comments down below. If you agree with me, I would like it if you hit that like button and considered subscribing for future videos like this one. You can also check me out on Instagram, Discord, and of course on Patreon, where I would really appreciate the support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.